Good afternoon everyone, Jackie in at TaylorMade. I'm out on the river today. I came out to target salmon, but I've got to the river, it's full of leaves, and every swing of the fly I'm catching leaves. So I'm going to show you my approach to salmon fishing. I'm using a line from TaylorMade, the SGT line. It's 100 foot long. It's got a between 22 and 24 foot head depending on weight. It's got integrated running line, the lowest diameter running line available on the market today. So it shoots like mono but it floats, and you've not got the loop-to-loop connection rattling through the guides. On the end of that I've got a fast sink tip. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Fast sink tip, lands like a length of cable. My approach to fishing when I'm casting is I avoid a sustained anchor cast at all costs, because you'll spook fish and you'll catch less. People say it doesn't spook fish, but I've set up cameras, I've watched fish, I've seen how they react to various casts, and believe me, it spooks fish. And I've also designed this line so on your initial lift, as if you was to make a single spey cast, it gets the line and the tip clear of the water, which is very important. And because it does that, I can lift, sweep, anchor and cast, and I'm on the other side of the river. Where normally, with this sort of setup, what you see a lot of people doing is snapping it round, sweeping back, anchor and cast, which goes out, yeah, but you're spooking the fish. And if anyone's following you down the pool, they'll not appreciate you ripping the line off the surface in front of them, because as you go down you'll be spooking them all. So as they get to the fish, they'll be bombed down to the bottom, tight-lipped, taking nothing. Just a case of lift, sweep, anchor and cast. No thrashing the surface, no big heavy flies in the back of the neck. And if I was also fishing right bank to left bank, I'd do a cast which you call a snake roll, which is you lift it up, sweep it around in the air and deliver the cast. And that is so I can fish the opposite bank, cast across at 45 degrees or whatever you like to fish at. But again, I'm not double speying and ripping line off the surface. Because I know when I get to certain rivers, especially the smaller rivers, and a lot of the Cumbrian rivers are very clear, if I come down and see guys doing this, all that nonsense, I know I'm not going to catch. And it's happened time and time again. If I'm the first there, fishing stealthy and quietly, creeping up on the fish, you'll often catch. But if someone's beat you down, they're thrashing the surface before you get in, that's it. Just your lift, sweep, anchor and cast. And that's with a super fast tungsten tip. So, and I know a lot of the guys that teach casting like to teach a snap tee, which I understand because it is easier, there's no doubt about that. But as a fishing cast, this is no good at all. As you can see, the line's peeling off the surface there, where instead of that, lift, sweep, anchor and cast, and I'm on the other side of the river. Just got to keep everything smooth and tucked in tight. The most important thing of this style of casting is the lift. If you can get that smooth and sweep it around nice and clean, you've got a good chance of pulling it off. You've got to keep everything tucked in, keep the arms and elbows tucked in nice, and then off it goes. You've probably seen these beautiful casts on the internet where mid-cast people are like this. Both arms as a casting are over the head, but after an hour of doing that, you will be probably feeling a bit sore, a bit of fatigue setting in, and you'll spook the pool by all this. All you need to do is lift, smooth, sweep, anchor, cast. It's as easy as that. I'm much higher, but on the forward stroke, keep a nice high rod stop, which will allow it to go further, roll out better and present well. But also what I often do is I don't mend once I've cast, in case there's any fish sat along here. I don't flop the line on them to mend line. So what I'll do is I'll lift, sweep round, anchor, cast, and then mend before the line lands. So the second it's all turned over and landed, it's fishing. I'm not ripping line off the surface, and I'm not mending and slapping line down on what could potentially be resting fish. So then the guy behind you is also got more of a chance. But if there's a guy behind you and you're doing all this, then mending, he is not going to appreciate that, let me tell you. Just a little bit of thought, a little bit of possibly casting practice with different setups. Lift, sweep, anchor, and cast, and you catch more fish, and your expensive salmon fishing could be more successful. But as I keep saying, all this where you lay the line down on the surface, sweep round and deliver the cast, that line peeling back is detrimental to the fishing. I know some people say it's not, but from what I've seen and cameras I've set up and fish I've watched, fish do not like line being peeled off the surface. They know that you're there, and you can just fish delicately and more efficiently. So would you rather come round, peel it back, thrash the surface, or lift, sweep, anchor and send it all out to the other side of the river? Just a little insight on how I approach salmon fishing with two-handed rods. For me, approach and presentation is everything. I know certain people teach differently to cast, but I'm showing you more on a catching fish point of view. Because yeah, sustained anchor cast, bring it round, do put a fly out, and it is easier because the timing doesn't have to be as accurate. But for me, just lift, sweep, anchor and cast. It's much better for the fishing. You catch more, you present better, it's easier on your body, you don't feel fatigued by the end of the day. And if you can keep everything tight, keep your elbows tucked in, lift, sweep, anchor, it's much easier. You don't need to be doing all this, both hands over your head, just to get your fly across the river and fishing. Show you one more time. Lift, sweep round, anchor. As you can see, even a fast sink tip, it's landing somewhat delicately. And yeah, if you have a bit of a think about the approach, you'll definitely catch more fish, I'll promise you that. And maybe I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.